Hi there, Bruce the Water Guy here. We've been having some issues with our oxidation ditch or activated sludge system. We had a catastrophic failure on one of the rotors, the brush aerators that help keep the system mixed and oxygenated. That broke on us a couple days ago now, and we just pulled that out. The other problem is, due to the recent flooding, we are still at maximum flow or maximum hydraulic load, but much of that water is flood water and doesn't have any nutrients in it whatsoever. So we're hydraulically overloaded, but then for food, for the microorganisms, we are actually underloaded. This is creating not very good conditions for the microorganisms. Again, what I have to do is think of this entire system as a giant incubator. I am trying to incubate the right populations of microorganisms, the desired ones, with a desired detention time and mean cell resident time, or how old the bugs in population are, to do a good job of utilizing the nutrients and waste products that we put into the water, treating it, and giving us clean water out. So I saw something interesting when I was coming by the clarifier here, which is where the waters come after they leave the aeration basin. They come into this thing we call a clarifier. What's supposed to happen is the solids and microorganisms would settle out down to the bottom in a sludge blanket, and then only clean effluent water comes out the top. But I noticed some movement in what normally would be just some flock particles or some light fluffy stuff that does come out of the system, which we would call suspended solids. So I'm going to take a sample here, and we're going to take a closer look at what is actually in the water. So this is the clarifier, and we'll zoom into the center ring. This is the influent to this clarifier. I don't know if you can see, but that is the brown water, the mixed liquors directly from the aeration basin. They come into there. That inner ring is a baffled skirt down about 6 foot, so the water has time to settle out. This is about a 500,000 gallon clarifier, so it has detention time for the solids to settle down to the bottom. And this is the sweep arm. You can see that there's a little bit of scum that floats up to the top, and then this scum arm comes around and sweeps that off and returns that elsewhere in the system. Now this is the effluent weir. There is a baffle there that holds the scum inside the ring and prevents it from exiting the system. And then there is a weir here where only the clean water exits this system out of the clarifier before disinfection. Now, as I was looking closely at the system, I saw a red cloud. And normally we would think some flock particles, but because it's red and they appear to be moving, something has piqued my interest. So I'm going to take a sample here, reach into the system, get my sample carefully while I'm trying to video, and we're going to dump that in a beaker. And zoom in close. You can see it's definitely red and not brown. And these little guys are swimming all around. That's because they are red water fleas. They are not microorganisms, they are macroorganisms, multicellular large organisms. So the presence of these water fleas in my oxidation ditch and the clarifier is an indication that it's upset. It's not very healthy. As an incubator, again, I have not kept the conditions right to culture the correct populations of organisms for treating the water. So I'm going to have to take the sample up to the lab, do a little bit more investigation, and I'm going to have to make some corrective actions to the system to one, eliminate these water fleas out of here and create a better environment for the microorganisms that we desire to keep into the system to treat the waste products that we put into the water. And luckily, one of my professional organizations and the Wastewater Operators of the World Unite page for us, somebody very recently has had a very similar problem. So I'm going to utilize a resource there and see what those folks were doing and some of the corrective actions that they took to eliminate them from their system. And in 15 years, I've never seen these in our system. Again, we have some very interesting things going on right now that are not normal. So I hope you're having a much better day than I am. This is Bruce the Water Guy. Have a nice day.